Hey everybody, Sister Fantastic here, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to continue with the how-to series. This has been requested by many, and so I thought I would come on today and share with you how to choose the right foundation shade. And so everyone has, of course, a different complexion, different undertones in their skin, different texture in their skin, different types of skin. And so there's a lot of factors to consider whenever you're choosing a foundation. Your preference for a type of finish, comes into play as well. But work with what you have. A lot of people make the mistake of working against what they have. So for example, if you have dry skin, you need to work with foundations that are going to help you with dry skin. So those type of foundations, of course, are going to be a luminous or a dewy type finish. If you have sensitive skin, you're going to go with one that's dermatologist tested. If you have oily skin, you're going to want to wear a foundation that probably has a matte finish. And so there's a lot of factors to consider whenever you're choosing a foundation. But primarily what I want to focus on today is how to choose the right shade. So let me just show you my veins. I know this is kind of graphic here, but you can see that my veins have like a bluish type undertone. Some of them look kind of bluish green, but for the most part they're kind of bluish. So I need a foundation that's going to be on the cooler side, less golden but more neutral, more with a pink type or a peachy type undertone. And so the foundations that I usually choose are neutrals because I feel like they look the best. One of the ones that I really enjoy is the Perlice CC cream, which got SPF 50 in it, vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, it color corrects, and it's a beautiful shade. And so let me just get a little bit here on my hand, on my fingertips, and I can show you on my cheek here just how it applies. So we've got, this is going to blend out now, and you want to try to match not necessarily the pigment that's on your face, but the pigment that's on your neck. And you can see that I am very fair. So, and then of course you want to let the foundation dry down so you can actually see, what that's going to look like. So I'm just going to smooth this out with my finger so that you can see. And I'm not trying to cover up, any dark circles or anything. I'm just trying to show you how the foundation looks on my cheek, and matching to my neck. So we have that. I like that one really, really well. And then I have another one here from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a luminous foundation. I have combination skin, and so this part of my cheeks is really dry, and then of course the nose is a bit on the oily side. So this foundation here is in the shade 150W, which normally I don't wear warm shades, but this one is quite nice, and it does have a little bit of a golden cast to it. So let me just show you what that looks like on my skin. And so again, I'm just going to blend this out with my finger. And because it is a luminous type finish, it's a thinner formula and it blends out really super nice. And it kind of cancels out some of the redness that's on my skin. And that's one thing about warmer toned foundations. If you have a lot of like rosacea or redness on your skin, you may want to try to cancel that out no matter what color your veins are. So that's something to consider. Okay, let me show you another foundation that I have that is of a warmer shade that really doesn't work for me. And this is from Uoma Beauty. I love the formula of this. But this particular shade has got a lot of yellow in it. more than what I need. And so again, let me just go in with my finger, and I'm just going to tap right here on my chin. And this is a pretty full coverage foundation, and you can see automatically how just yellow it looks. And so it really doesn't work for me, but if you get a foundation that doesn't really, it's too yellow for you, you can just mix in a little bit of blue color corrector. This is one from e.l.f. and it doesn't take much, just a little dab. And again, it's not set yet, so I'm just going to mix this in, and it will neutralize the foundation where it'll cancel out a lot of that yellow and make it more workable for you. So still some yellow in there. I probably could have mixed that on my hand. Let me just show you here on my hand. This is the spot right here on my hand, and you can see it just really looks yellow on me. So let me just mix some of this in with it right here on my hand. And I can show you just, you know, in real time how that neutralizes that out a bit. And so it may need more than one swatch of, you know, blue. You know, you have to work with, you know, the more fuller coverage that the foundation provides, the more color correcting it's going to need. So I tend to go for formulas that are thinner. I like a lot of pigment, but I don't really like, you know, thick formulas, because they sit heavy on the skin. Okay, so there you go. There's that golden is canceled out a bit. So with a heavier foundation, you know, you're gonna have to work with that. So keep that in mind whenever you're buying foundations, to choose formulas that are thin and that have quite a bit of pigment in them, because they will perform better on your skin, especially you know, if you don't like that, if you want to just more of your skin peeking through, and a lot of you know, less cakey type look. Okay, so that's not the best choice for me, a foundation like that. There's one from Fenty that I just received. Let me show it to you. I had to wipe that off my fingers. And this is a really thin formula. It's in the shade 180. And it's really a really nice foundation. So it's super thin. You can see it's going to start to run. It does have a golden cast to it. And so let me just put it on my nose here so you can see. So see how yellow that is? There's quite a bit of yellow in this foundation. So again, you know, we can neutralize that, and it'll be much easier to neutralize because it is a thinner foundation. So let me just go in with a little bit of that blue on my finger. And there you go. That solves that problem right there. Now, if you struggle with purple circles like I do, you may want a foundation, or at least a concealer that has some yellow in it, because yellow cancels out purple. And so, you know, I find that whenever I use concealers that have a little bit of warmth to them, then it really helps. So I'm just going to go in with that foundation first of all with a little bit of that blue, and I'm going to, it's still got some yellow in it, but I just want to show you just how that will cancel out just by comparing one side to the other, and how that purple circle just practically just evaporates. I mean, it just diminishes. And so it's the type of, you know, color correcting has a lot to do with, you know, your choice as well. So this circle right here is really bad. Even though I slept well last night, it's just, I've got hyperpigmentation, you know. You may have acne scarring, which is red, and so you may want a little bit of a warmer foundation and fuller coverage, you know, to help correct that as well. Okay, so there you go. That is the basics of how to choose a foundation. You know, if you have any kind of redness, purple circles, you know, any kind of acne scarring, you know, a lot of issues like that can be corrected with a CC cream or with a foundation that has a warmer tone. Now, let's talk about powder foundations. If you have dry skin, you can wear a powder foundation, but you need to prep your skin, you know, extremely well beforehand. So I find that a lot of foundations work better on the dry parts of my skin if I use a really good serum, moisturizer, and a good hydrating primer first, you know, before I go in with foundation. And then, of course, you could set it as well. Now, this one right here is a mineral foundation. It's from a company called Rejuva. This is pretty much the only... I've got one or two powder foundations. I don't really reach for them very much, but they are nice. And I do like to wear them, especially if I feel like I need extra coverage. And so this is really handy. I'm just going to use this little fluffy brush here just because I want a light application. And some people like to use powder foundations on top of their liquid foundations or cream foundations just to help set, you know, oily areas. So let me just go right here on top of my nose, because this is where I have, you know, a lot of the oil. This is where my foundation breaks up the first, and then down here on my chin as well. And so, and then if you wanted to use a powder foundation to, you know, set your under eyes, you can, you know, just to provide a little extra coverage there. And there's all types of powder foundations that are out on the market. And again, you're going to choose a shade, you know, to help match your skin tone. And this one right here is a little bit dark for me under the eyes, but I just went ahead and went with it. But it works really well on the rest of the face, especially when I'm trying, you know, those days where I have a lot of redness. So I don't use this very often, you know, but it's really nice. It's lightweight, and the color suits me pretty well. For under the eyes, I would choose a like a regular setting powder. This is called Soft Beige, and normally I wear like an ivory type shade, but anyway, it's really nice. Okay, that is pretty much everything I wanted to share with you today about foundations. I hoped it helped. You have to let me know what you think down in the comments. We can talk about this more extensively if you feel like you need to. Answer questions, you know, in the comments section if you want to ask a question, you know, and I'll do my best to help you. A lot of sites have foundations that have wide shade ranges, and there's also like a try-on type camera on their site where you can try a shade on to see how it looks on your skin. But the best way is, first of all, when you're first finding out, you know, what shade you are, is to go into the store and just try some samples on your face, you know, right here on the side of your face where you know, your neck, and match. You're not trying to match this part of your neck, you're trying to match this part of your neck right here, because this part of your neck is really a part of your face. Okay, and there's people to help, you know, And of course, they're going to try to sell you something, but you know, you can ask for free samples and you can, you know, test them out yourself in the privacy of your own home. All right, y'all, that is it on this video today. I hope it helped you. Let me know down in the comments if this added value for you, and if you have any questions, just let me know, and we can talk about, you know, make the foundation application or whatever it is you want to discuss. Okay, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you today is my prayer. I will see you in my next video. Bye.